Hey there, beautiful ones. Hmm. Yeah, let's all take a deep breath. Yeah, I come to you today with a powerful message that I feel very clear about in my own personal life, and also with regard to how I've been helping new coaching clients to achieve the results that they want in their life, which is rooted almost completely in uncovering the shadow and finding the truth about who you are and what makes you tick. It's that simple, but it's profound work. It's very deep work, and it requires a lot of courage and willingness to meet those parts of yourself that are hidden and locked away because they feel too ashamed or too embarrassed to come out. And one of the core themes that I've seen is that there's a deep-seated root of violence, and I believe it's rooted in the masculine, because our society has become a very masculine one. It's hard to, yeah, to say that it's rooted in the feminine. There may be aspects of violence in the feminine, for sure, but I believe that those, yeah, and it's a wheel, right? Like they feed each other. And so if we look at the violence that is within the um, fabric of what has become of the masculine in our world, in our society, and for example, when you have business and politics and religion, all rooted in competition and creating a feeling of scarcity and separation, this is against human nature. So of course, then we get angry inside, and people are calling it a burnout. People are, like going on all kind of prescription medications, drinking way too much alcohol. Almost everybody's in therapy, and it's because we're going against our unique nature, and that unique nature is love, and it's plain and simple like that. And if we had um, a masculine that was rooted in love instead of power and money and sexual dominance, then there would be a feminine that complements that. You can see it in nature when it's usually the male who has to demonstrate himself for the female before she accepts him. And what I see happening in relationships, and I've experienced it myself in previous relationships, where we kind of lose ourselves inside of the relationship. It's the same way we lose ourselves within society because we go against our own rules, our own guiding principles, and that's violent. And then we take that violence that we've put on ourselves, that we've subjected ourselves to, constantly, day in and day out, going against your true nature. Every day waking up and putting on whatever costume it is and going to a job that you hate, showing up for a relationship that you don't feel joyous in, and whatever other areas of life you're pushing yourself, forcing yourself. That's violent. You're being violent to yourself. And then, rather than taking the violence out on yourself, you're not like beating yourself up most of the time. Maybe you are with alcohol and drugs and depression and all kind of negative emotions that you're holding on to, beating yourself up that way. But then when we have our verbal expression of it, it's that we direct it at someone else or something else, whether it be society or our job or our boss or our partner or family member or whoever. Doesn't matter. Let's take a breath on that. And so the thread I want you to catch there And if you feel called to this work, this is what I'm feeling is my life's calling, is to help people uncover their truth. And it means going through the shadow. And that's just all it is. And I can sniff out a shadow really well. So, yeah, I'm not here to blame you or shame you. I'm here to help you love your shadow, bring light to that shadow, because it's a beautiful shadow. It's just that you're keeping it in the closet, and that's why it's the shadow. You're the one who's ashamed of it, no one else. You made up a story. Society told you that part is shameful, and you believed it. So let's uncover some truth. Aho. And the last piece that I want to share there is when it comes to relationship, I think that this is where we can really find the glue again, because when the individual gets straight with themselves, comes into their truth, then they can meet another person in their truth. They come together, they make a family, and then they influence their community, and their other community members will start to also awaken and come to these realizations of being true to themselves. And then we can have a society, a community that also reflects that. So what I see as the greatest tragedy in a way is that when we bring our shit to our relationship, to our most sacred relationship, our partner, our mother, our father, our family member, whoever, even our children, some people, you bring the toxicity into that relationship because you didn't do your work to clear out that toxicity. Get to the root of it and be done with it. And so you bring it everywhere you go, and it pollutes everything you touch and everyone you talk to some degree. I'm not trying to be dark and whatever, sinister here, but this is just the way it works. And so if you want to bring light and love, people, you've met people. Maybe they're a saint or a sage, but that's what I want to help you find within yourself, is the saint and the sage that finds compassion for every situation, and finds love in every situation, and finds growth in every situation, because they're an open channel, not judging everything in the world as good or bad or evil or dark or light or bright or whatever. Then, we weave in everything, and we see it all as God, if you will. We see it all as divine. So let's weed out the weeds, take out the caca, put it in the compost bin, and have a bright, vibrant garden, yeah? Aho.